Hi, welcome back to Family and Fit. We are going to make a cucumber salad. And you start out with very hot water. So the sugar or the sweetener, whatever you're using, will dissolve. So you put hot water in a bowl, depending on how much you're going to fix, is the size of bowl that you're going to use. In this case, we're using sweetener. We want to keep it low-cal, and with onions and cucumbers, you know that they're very low-cal. So this is something that you can eat all day long if you want to, and it won't mess with your macros or anything.
Oh my gosh, Granny's professional at this shit.
And so I'm going to go over here and get the sweetener.
Granny's got fucking skills, doesn't she?
And you may not like this, and this is not protocol, but I stir with my finger. And the reason we do that is because then you can lick your finger and it will tell you whether you need more sweetener or more vinegar or what. If you start with your basic water, you can always add the sweetener. And so you got to be careful. I don't measure anything. It's normally equal parts of everything. But you'll want to start out with more water, because you can always add the vinegar and the sweetener. See, the water has already gotten too cool. Don't let your water get cool. Okay,
yeah, some is better than
we've got about a quart of water here. To the quart of water, I'm going to add this scoop, which is probably, I would say 2 or 3 tablespoons. We're going to add 3 scoops of that to start out with, or maybe 4. A 1/4 cup of the vinegar. I just eyeball it. I don't measure anything. So anyway, we've got the vinegar and the sweetener and the water, and we're going to take our finger and we're going to stir it up, and the water is still plenty hot. And then what you do is you taste your finger and you add sweetener or you add vinegar, whichever it needs. Okay, in this case, we'll add more sweetener. We will do like maybe 3 more scoops of the sweetener, and then we probably add a little bit of vinegar. Take it out, so be careful of what you put in. I think it needs a little bit more vinegar and a little bit more sweetener. Ooh, that was more than a little bit. We'll be okay. If we have to, we can add more water. You can always add till it's to your liking.
Yeah, if you have a big party, you do about a 5-gallon bucket if you want, right?
Yes. And some people like it sweeter, some people like it more tart. So it's whatever your liking is. Very thin slices.
I'm not about to cut my finger off.
And the cucumbers need to be very thinly sliced as well. Well, you'll bring them to me and I'll have to slice them.
How thin, Granny?
Very thin. I will have to show you how to slice an onion. If you don't get those son of a guns peeled, you'll be wearing it.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. A real gangster ass nigga plays his cards.
You don't want to put too much salt in it, just enough to bring out the flavor of the cucumber and the onions. It brings out the taste.
Oh, it burns it up.
Okay, that will be enough. Okay.
Oh, this is scary. What the fuck is this?
I know.
This is the way you slice.
Well,
then you get very thin slices.
What about if you cut your accidentally cut your
I'm
finger?
76 years old. I've never cut my finger or my thumb doing this.
Who said
This is the way my grandmother did it. This is the way she taught me. And this is the way you got to slice stuff. Or forget it. If they're not thin sliced, the flavor does not go through. You don't have a good tasting salad. So you see how thin I'm slicing? It takes a while. You can sit it down here and go, pew, 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 pew. but you're not going to get thin slices.
How long does this gotta stay in the fridge, Granny? Are you getting my fingers?
It needs to stay in the refrigerator 3 to 4 hours before serving, and overnight is ideal. And a little trick about this is, once you eat the cucumbers or you get them down low, you don't have, and you want more salad, you don't have to make another batch of the liquid. All you have to do is add cucumbers to it until it starts getting a bland flavor. Then you'll add a little bit more vinegar and a little bit more sweetener. And you could do this all summer long. You never have to make another batch of the liquid unless you just want to.
And another cool little health tip is, as you keep making batches in the same juice, the juice gets more nutrient dense every time.
We got this, Danny.
All right. Okay, when you're putting your onions in with your cucumbers,
Can I get a
make
little?
sure they're sliced very thin as well. And you've got to be careful the ratio of the cucumbers. It should be no thicker than this right here. And you want twice as many cucumbers that you have onions.
And I think something else to add to that is preference is a big dealio for like the cucumber to onion ratio, because maybe you like a lot of onions. It changes the texture.
Okay, we have our finished product here, and we put I think 4 cucumbers in. We didn't have but 1 half rotten onion, so it really needs about twice as much onion as you see in the bowl here. But once the product is all done, swish your finger
Oh
in
my
it
God.
and taste it, and make sure that the cucumbers and onions haven't taken away the flavor, and you might need more flavor in there.
Yeah. What was that? Oh my God, that was sick. What was
It was
that?
onion peel.
Nom, 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 nom.
It's okay now, but once it sits 3 or 4 hours, and the cucumbers and the onions absorb the vinegar and the sweetener, it will be delicious.
And it gets that chill on it. So today we're going to have a cookout style poverty meal prep, and we're going to be doing all kinds of different things that you may do on a cookout that are going to be conducive to being able to stay lean and still do stuff like cookouts and be able to have foods that are enjoyable for your guests. They won't even know that you're doing lean meals. And I wouldn't even necessarily do all these different dishes that we're going to do all in one meal or all in one cookout. You may just use a couple of these different options in your cookout to be able to accomplish a lean meal, so that way you don't go over on your calories for the day. Alright, so we got chicken tenderloins. If you're going to use chicken tenderloins, which are kind of the ones I suggest, I would definitely suggest this or chicken breast. Now, the issue with tenderloins is that they dry out really easily, so you want to either have them partially frozen or cook them at a very high heat and very fast. If not, they dry out really easily. So these are still partially a little bit frozen, which is going to work out good because then they can slow cook a little bit more. And it just makes it more of a simple process than having to stand here by the grill the whole entire time. But you still do got to be careful with these. Chicken breasts are a lot easier to cook, but they also are not as lean. But chicken breasts are still very lean as well. You know, you don't want to waste a bunch of time being all fancy about it. So you slap them all on there, and after you get them slapped on there, then you can start worrying about getting things separated out and whatnot. Alright, so there's no special method in the way that I went about putting that chicken on there. I just try to do it as fast as possible and just make sure things are not stacked on top of each other, because you want things to cook evenly. On to the next dish that we're going to prepare while we wait on these bad boys here to get done cooking. $60 roughly.
3 servings of a cheese of your choice. The Jamaica jerk seasoning, we added quite a lot of that in. And this is also a seasoning of your choice. We're just going for that cookout type of vibe, yo.
Alright, so we're going to check this. Actually, I already checked it, I ain't going to lie. But I know it's ready to be flipped, so let's go ahead and flip these things. Starting to see some juices drip from them. Oh, shoot. So we're going to use this to kind of break it up, because it's, I didn't put any like non-stick or anything on the grate, which I could have possibly done. It's not stuck super bad, but I don't want it to rip apart and all that good stuff. So we're going to break it. Alright, yeah, so we're just going to break that free. Now we can go ahead and separate these back out. Put the cooked side up. Alright, so the center ones here, I'm actually going to move off to the side because they're cooking a lot faster than the other ones. And I just want to make sure that they all get done about the same time. Alright, so went ahead and close this sucker up. I think I might even open this. I don't know. We'll see what we got going. Make sure you're hitting that subular button, though, because I'll kind of go through and show y'all how to use the smoker a little bit better. Shut up. Hey, I'm trying to record a video. So, this summer I'll probably be taking y'all through how to use a smoker, just in case y'all want to, and just in case you haven't. I actually have had a lot of experience with using the smoker. I've smoked like hella pork butts, all kinds of different stuff with this thing, and just generally just cook regular burgers and whatnot. But there's like a little cool thing, like weird thing, and a nice balance. There's a balance that you have to get with getting the airflow right. And there's a weird little balance thing of getting the right airflow. Like if you open this vent and you open this vent a little bit, you get an airflow through there, and it actually makes it burn hotter. But if you don't have enough airflow and like you just have this open, we'll just get into those details later in another video. But yeah, there's a little bit of a science behind it. It's not rocket science, but it is a little bit of a science. It is a little bit of a science. Alright, so we want these things to get nice and hot, get as hot as we can get them in there, and go ahead and go back inside and tend to some of these other foods. Alright, so what we got going on here is we got 3 different bowls. We got these sugar-free sauces that I was talking about, and we're going to go ahead and pour each one of these flavors into each one of these bowls. So this one right here, we got the sweet and spicy, and this is G. Hughes Smokehouse, I believe is the brand. Tastes pretty good. It's a lot sweeter tasting than spicy, I think, but there's only 10 calories per 2 tablespoons. And if you know anything about barbecue sauce, they're generally like 60, 80, 100 calories for 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. So these are freaking crazy good on the calories. This one right here we have hickory flavored. Pretty close in the same flavor, but definitely kind of more of a smokier flavor. Now this one is different. It's by the brand Primal Kitchen. Classic barbecue sauce, organic, unsweetened. So let's see what we got here. I didn't realize that it said unsweetened. There's actually a possibility that we might have to add some type of artificial sweetener to this.
Smell good?
Smells pretty good.
So it's all watery, isn't it?
It is a little bit waterier because they don't have all those high fructose corn syrups and sugars and stuff in it. It tastes very Indian-like.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely not much of a barbecue-y flavor. Alright, so sweet and spicy. What do you think? Reaction?
Definitely sweet. Plus a little heat to it, not too bad. Hickory's real good.
You like hickory better? Are they pretty good for like a sugar-free barbecue?
I got glue on your fucking.
That one definitely is.
Huh?
That one definitely is. That's almost too hickory.
Too hickory, you think? I like
The
it.
last one.
I think that one may not have any sweetener in it at all. So, babe, what did you think about the meal we just ate?
It was so good. So tasty. And now I'm full. And I got heartburn. I feel like I'm dying.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off of here. Make sure you hit that subular button. Make sure you hit that subular button if you enjoyed this content. If you found it useful, helpful, and feel like you might use these diet techniques in your life. Catch y'all in the next one.
Peace!